We're on express elevator to hell, going down.
Hi and welcome to Gamers Web. My name's Mark, and it's time to dust off that trusty M41A pulse rifle and head back to LV426 and confront the Xenomorphs. This is Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core, a cooperative survival game from the guys at Gale Force 9. This is brand new. It's not actually in shops yet until the 10th of December. I was recording this on the 5th of December, but I managed to get my hands on an early copy. So this is probably going to go down as one of the best games of 2021, I would imagine, because if you've ever played Space Hulk, which was inspired by the film Aliens, you will absolutely love this, because it plays very, very similar with the roller coaster theme of Aliens, and it's based on the 1986 movie by James Cameron. Okay, so just going to jump straight in. Turn it over if I can. This is a really weighty box, and I do mean weighty. It's probably about 2 kilos. Something is wrong with Hadley's Hope. Walking throughout the dark corridors, you can see a one-sided struggle went down here. Sparking wires and flickering lights give you some fleeting glimpses of the carnage. Debris is scattered everywhere, and broken furniture has been hastily pushed into makeshift barricades. But no people. Where are the bodies? You and your team of specialist colonial marines will gear up with some serious firepower and head into Hadley's Hope to find the survivors and answers, but you're not alone. To survive, you'll need to work together, keep your cool and stay frosty to fight off relentless xenomorph ambushes and get you out of there alive. Sorry about reading this, it's like I'm reading it over at an angle, so the text is a little bit blurred from where I'm reading. Then we have a quote from Sergeant Ippon. Alright, sweethearts, we're a team and there's nothing we need to worry about. We're going to come here, we're going to conquer, and we're going to kick some. Is that understood? Okay, so the box contains 4 double-sided game boards, 23 plastic miniatures, 45 motion tracker counters, 60 endurance cards, 7 character cards, 1 rulebook, 1 card deck, 6 mission cards, 8 dials, sorry, not 9 dials, 8 dials, 64 tokens, and 3 dice. And the miniatures come with, you got 7 figures to represent the marine characters and Ripley and Newt, and you've got 16 multi-pose hard plastic aliens. So that said, let's jump in and have a look. So I watched a video of a playthrough for this with my friends from On Tabletop, Warren and Justin, which I'll leave a link into the description down below. It's quite a long one, it's an hour and 40 odd minutes long with those guys and Jerry playing, and it is absolutely awesome. It's well worth watching because it's very funny, and you'll get a feel of how cinematic the game is. But I'm going to do a full playthrough as soon as I can actually get to play against somebody because of lockdown. Okay, so as I said, the first thing you find out is the box is really, really heavy. You know, there's a lot of weight here, which is probably in the cardboard. We get our Another Glorious Day in the Core rulebook, which is the quote from Aliens as said by Ippon. Then we get our mission setups, which are in the little plastic bag, along with our mission briefings for each of them. We get our assembly guides for their miniatures. So 1-page assembly guide for the Marines and Ripley and Newt, and then we get the assembly guide for the Xenomorphs, which they're quite simple to put together, and that's a double-sided one. Okay, then we get our cardboard, which there's a lot of it. So these are actual alien xenomorphs on the tokens. I'm not sure what those ones are meant to be, but I'll work that out when I come round to it. Here's your tracker dials, our character cards. So we have Corporal Dwayne Hicks, Helen Ripley, Private William L. Hudson, Private Jeanette Vasquez, Lieutenant Scott Gorman, and Private Rico Frosty, and finally Newt. Each of the characters comes with their own special abilities and unique things to them in the traits in the game. For example, Frost. Frost's example is he can actually move 2 spaces for free on the game, which is very beneficial when you're actually playing the game. You can move 2 spaces for free every turn. And then we have the rest of our gubbins. So we've got this is a little card tree. So you put this down, and this is where you put your cards. Your motion tracker cards go here. Your retained cards go there. Your discard cards go over here. Now, the way the game plays, it plays in a real time, as in each scenario that you do, each mission will have an effect on subsequent missions. So you'll be playing the game, and if you lose, say, Hicks in the first mission, you won't have Hicks for the rest of the missions. Although, because Hicks is a character, you may end up going on a side mission to rescue him. Okay, so that's the first of the boards, and as you can see, they're double-sided. So the second side is where all the xenomorphs have actually got in and started putting all their bio gel down. And again, we have another game board, once again double-sided. It's quite difficult to do this because I've not got very much room. That's the joys of doing everything from home now. And then we have another 2 boards left, if we can get in. Oh, sorry, 1 more board. That's it. Yeah, because there's 4 game boards. Right, and these set up in various ways to allow you to actually represent the inside of Hadley's Hope. We have our dice, which is 2 d10s and a d6. These are for our various dials for the characters. So the way the dials work is they have a number on them which represents the aim number of the character, and that goes down each time you make an action or do a shoot. That's our cheat sheets, and then here we have our tracker cards, the motion trackers. On one side they've got number of blips, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that is that many number of blips on the other side. And on the other side, when we turn over, you've got things like Alien Scout 1. So exhaust 1 card from each character within line of sight of this blip when it spawns. So each character gets a set number of cards, and the set number of cards allows them to do various actions. And you can burn these cards like a currency in the game. But unfortunately, the more you burn, the less chance you have of doing things, because they don't respawn. You don't get them back. You'll get 1 free shuffle when you've exhausted your card deck, and then after that you're on your own if you're still going. And these are some of the cards. So on the back here we've got an M41A pulse rifle. It costs 3 points. It's a weapon. So the cards come in different things. There's events, weapons, equipment, encounters, and it's blurb reads full auto. Exhaust a card when you take an attack action with this weapon. After you take an attack action with this weapon, you may take an additional attack action using a grenade weapon underneath, if the grenade weapon is equipped to this character. So your M41A is pretty trusty. And then we have our plastic. So we've got 1 sprue of one sprue of Marines and 4 sprues of aliens. The 1 sprue of Marines, each of the Marines has their name of the character on the base. So we have, where are we? So Hicks, and then Ripley, Frost, Newt, Gorman, Hudson, and Vasquez, and then there's Vasquez's weapons, and I think that's someone's head. I can't see. Oh yeah, that's Hicks's head. Okay, so each of the characters, as you notice, there's only 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters from the film. Well, there's a lot more in the actual film itself. They come in the other expansions. So the first expansion is Ultimate Badasses, which is a line that is delivered by Hicks. So that contains Spunkmeyer and Ferro and Drake and Wiazbowski and some of the other characters as well. Okay, so that's the aliens, sorry, the Marines, and then we have the aliens themselves. They're multi-pose, and all the sprues are identical. And if you actually look on the sprue, I think there's a face hugger on one of these sprues somewhere. I could be wrong. No, the face huggers in the expansion. I saw that on an unboxing of the expansion. So the 4 sprues are like all identical. So give you 16 aliens. And then look underneath, and there's nothing, because that's the empty box. Okay, so I'm going to quickly look through the cards. I'm not going to open the... actually, yeah, I will do. I'll quickly open those. Right, so I'll start off with the motion tracker cards. Now, you draw these every turn. You draw them for every character who's playing. Now, you can play this game solo, or you can play this game up to literally as many people as you can fit around the table, I would imagine. So, as we look at the cards, they're drawn face down. And when you look at the card, to the top one over, they come at night mostly. Place 2 blips on each tunnel's token and a spawn point. So the number of spawn points in the game are detected by the actual rules themselves. They tell you, for this scenario, they tell you where the spawn points are and how many aliens are allowed to come out of them at random. We have flanking aliens. It's 1, and there's 2. It's at spawn point 1, and there's 2 blips. Players must choose to either exhaust 4 cards or place 1 more blip at spawn point 4. Right, so it sounds odd without knowing all the rules, but exhausting cards is a surefire way of actually making things harder for yourself, because the more you exhaust your cards, the less options you have, and you take what cards you've got left through into the next mission, which means by the time you get to the last mission, I think there's 6 in the core game, you're going to find it really difficult. So we've got our M41A pulse rifle. You get several of those. M40 grenades, an Ithaca 37 shotgun, M56 smart gun. You get 2 of those because one's for Vasquez and one's for Drake. The HK VP70 pistols, and then a flamethrower, arc welder, Hadley's Hope map, body armor, M4 helmets, and motion trackers. And then they're all weapons. Then we have our equipment, which is like the medical scanner and what have you. We have events, and then we have hazards. Sorry, it wasn't encounters, it was hazards. So hazard here with the very late and wonderful Mr. Bill Paxton. Game over, man. That's just like game over. It costs not to play. Reveal cards until you reveal a weapon card or have revealed 5 cards. Discard all revealed cards. If you discard 1 or more weapon cards in this way, shuffle this into your this card back into your exhaust pile. Otherwise, discard this card. Right. Don't know how that works because I've not played that. I've not played the game yet. But back's got the Colonial Marine logo. Okay. And then we also have this is just basically a quick breakdown of how the game plays. So we've got step 1 for your Marines. So reset your aim dial, resolve all actions, activation abilities. So movement always comes before you do any actions or anything if you've got it on your card, like Frost has. Equip endurance cards, perform 2 actions, which can be move, attack, barricade, aim, interact, card action, or rest. Resolve, also standing up as well. Resolve all end of activation actions. Use rank to activate grunts. So each character can activate up to another 2 characters depending on their rank. So Gorman can activate 2, so can Hudson. Hits can activate 1, and so can Vasquez. So that allows you to actually control the other characters, and you're not specifically controlling a single character with the one that you're controlling. You can control, say, you control Hicks one turn, and then your friend who's playing with you controls Hicks the next turn. It doesn't matter, as long as you control your character that you can only control. And then you pass the activation token to the next player. During the alien phase, because the aliens get a phase as well, you activate the aliens. All aliens move a d6. All aliens move 6. They've got a movement of 6. You activate your blips. They move a d6 roll, and then you draw motion tracker cards for everybody. That gives you extra blips on your table, very much like Space Hulk. And then the finish phase, you resolve any finish phase actions, check for victory or defeat, and clean up the board. Okay. So quite simple. It seems very, very simple to play, and it's quite well presented. I'm going to do a proper full review of the game when I've had a chance to read the rules, but I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far. So those are the board tiles. You need a fair bit of space to play, but I wouldn't imagine you need too much because of the way they're laid out. These are your trackers. That's your command chip, which says it's the Bug Stompers, which is the logo for the Marines from the film. Let's have a quick look at the rules. Okay, so right, put all those back in. And we have, as I say here, are various missions, which so you've got mission 1, which is Newt. That's the first mission. You've got to find Newt. Newt's in one of these 4 squares. This is the mission that the guys from On Tabletop played, and it's very, very funny when they actually the way they actually found Newt, because when you find Newt, she will run away from any Marine. As soon as, like, you've got 6 Marines in the game and Ripley, she's most likely going to run away from everyone. But Ripley's the only one who can actually stop her and calm her down. So you need to have Ripley get up there and sort her out and get her on your side. I found a little girl under there with some a little hot chocolate. That's the mission for the goal. The mission goal is to find Newt and rescue her. Tells you your details on your motion tracker deck and anything else, and when you're playing as a campaign. You can play these individually, but what to do when you play as a campaign. And then it gives you more details on Newt, or Rebecca Jordan to give her a full name. Then the next mission is Escape. We've got Survive. We've got a Rescue mission. We've got a Supply mission. We've got a Bug Hunt, which is just Adley's Hope. We've got a Bug Hunt in the Atmospheric Processing Plant. We make those, by the way. We've got Bug Hunt in Outpost Alpha 116, Bug Hunt in the Supply Depot. So those are the quick missions. A quick look at those. Don't want to spoil them because I've not played them, and also if you want to play them, if you're buying the game, you know, like, you don't want somebody spoiling stuff for you. You want to discover that yourself. And the fun part of doing unboxings and reviews and stuff is, it's all well and fun when you actually do it, but you don't want to give away absolutely everything. You want to save some things for other people to discover themselves. So we get the rulebook, which is Another Glorious Day in the Corps. Got a lovely picture of your M41 Air Pulse rifle there on the front, and then a quick reference sheet on the back, and then how to set up your game preview and overview, and all these lovely images taken from the movie. It's amazing, this movie, you know, came out in 1986 and it's still as popular now. In fact, it's probably even more popular now than it was when it came out in 86. It's such a good movie, and tells you how to do everything, how to take a game turn, how to break things down. Once you've played a couple of turns, you'll find it's very, very simple to get the hang of the rules, and you know, there's lots of things you can do, like aiming your rifle or your gun, throwing a grenade, welding doors shut and creating barricades. The aliens can be overwhelming, they can come at you really quickly, but if you're very lucky you might be able to keep them back whilst you fulfill your mission. And then there's final phase, and then you've got extra missions, bug hunt missions, and the rules, and then you've got your glossary at the back. So all in all, looks pretty darn good. Now, as I said, there's 2 other supplements out for the game. The first one is Ultimate Badasses, which is a quote, direct quote from Corporal William Hicks, which is well worth watching. If you haven't seen the movie, it's worth it for that, because Bill Paxton is just totally tonto on it, he's going off the rails on it. And that contains several of the other characters. And then the second one is Get Away From Her You B asterisk 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 H. So hang on, that's not enough asterisks, is it? Yes it is. Yes it is. Close enough. So it's Get Away From Her You Bitch, which is a quote from Ripley to the Alien Queen, and that includes Ripley holding Newt, Ripley in a power loader, the Alien Queen, Bishop, and Bishop when he's been cut in half, as well as I think it's also got extra floor tiles and extra cards, and the Ultimate Badasses also has extra cards as well, so you can do different equipment loadouts for your characters. Right, so that's a quick look at Aliens Another Glorious Day in the Core. So if you're interested, let me know what you think in the comments, and hopefully should get some games of this done soon, once we can actually go out and game with people, because 2020 has been such a wonderful year for everybody. Right, so thanks for tuning in. My name's Mark, and as always, stay safe no matter where you are in the world, look after yourself, and as a great man once said, be excellent to each other. Thanks.